the WBA have ordered their super champion, Sergey Kovalev, to face their regular champion, Juergen Braehmer. Both Braehmer and Kovalev have fights coming up before they're mandated to fight each other, assuming both of them win. And I don't think either fight that either fighter has is a foregone conclusion, far from it. Sergey Kovalev obviously has to fight Andre Ward, and Juergen Braehmer is going to fight Nathan Cleverly. So we'll see what happens in those fights, but certainly the winner of both of those fights will be fighting to appease the WBA. That's under their rules that the champion and super champion have to fight. Some of you may remember, for example, when Alexander Povetkin and Vladimir Klitschko were ordered to fight. That was the same situation, the WBA ruling that their then regular champion Povetkin and their then super champion Vladimir Klitschko had to come together and consolidate that particular belt. So, yeah. I wouldn't give Juergen Braehmer much chance against Sergey Kovalev. If he does get past Nathan Cleverly and Kovalev gets past Ward, I wouldn't give Braehmer much chance. I would see that as virtually a foregone conclusion. Braehmer hasn't impressed me in his comeback. A long time ago, when Braehmer was in his heyday, maybe you would have given him more of a chance than now. You still wouldn't have made him favorite, but you might have given him more of a chance than you'd give him now. Certainly I would have done. Just to put things in perspective, and I have mentioned this before, there's a fighter who Juergen Braehmer fought several years ago called Dmitry Sukotsky. Okay, maybe I'm butchering that name, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Dmitry Sukotsky. Look him up. Look up the fight that he had with Juergen Braehmer and go to, I think it's the 10th or the 11th round. Just watch the fight from maybe the 9th round, just to be on the safe side. And you will notice in one of those rounds that Sukotsky is beating the crap out of Juergen Braehmer. I mean, how Braehmer managed to stand up, I don't know. Sukotsky was giving him that work. He was giving him the business. And Braehmer was on the verge of being knocked out. Sukotsky, a couple of years later, would go on to fight Adonis Stevenson for the WBC light heavyweight title and get totally wiped out in a couple of rounds. Just to put things in perspective, Stevenson didn't even have the slightest bit of trouble with Sukotsky. Not even a slight bit of trouble. Now, I know styles make fights, and these types of comparisons are not always that meaningful. For example, Stevenson went the distance and was dropped by Andre Fonfara, whereas a couple of weeks ago, a relatively unknown light heavyweight came and knocked out Fonfara in the first round. He's so unknown that I've even forgotten his name now. He was an Irish-American light heavyweight. Well, that Irish-American light heavyweight, even though he did knock out Fonfara in the first round, Fonfara landed plenty of his own shots. Fonfara was winning that first round until he got knocked out. That wasn't the case with Sukotsky against Stevenson. He just got dominated from the opening bell and taken out in pretty brutal fashion swiftly. And that is the guy who went the distance with Juergen Braehmer, gave him absolute hell and nearly knocked him out. And this was several years ago. So if he's doing that, just imagine what Kovalev, who is a far more effective and dangerous fighter all the way around than Sukotsky, imagine what he would do to Juergen Braehmer. That fight's not going the distance if it happens, folks. Simple as that. Anyway, let me know how you feel about this, people. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you see something else. That's perfectly cool. Either way, let me know what you think in the comment section below.